So welcome, David Gershon. I have just spent some time reviewing your Peace 2030 website and video, and I'm just thrilled to have you with us today and can't wait to hear and have you share with our communities about what you're doing to support peace. So first, would you like to spend a minute or so introducing yourself?
My pleasure, Marilyn. Thank you for the invitation to be part of this presentation or this opportunity that you're presenting to your viewers and listeners. So I've been at this work now for most of my life, actually, certainly the last
Mm,
4 decades. And
wow.
I have had a dream from an early age that peace on earth is possible.
Ooh.
And I've had a vision that manifested in that we passed a torch of peace around the world in 1986 that engaged a billion people through the media, 25 million people on the ground, 45 leaders of the world, 62 countries. And wherever this torch of peace that went around the world went, all war stopped and the world was united as one. And I
Mm,
saw peace on earth for 86 days.
wow.
And I saw the possibility that I have dedicated my life to bring into form. And that has evolved into the Peace Game and the Peace on Earth by 2030 movement and its Peace on Earth zones, which is scaling that up into communities.
Mhm.
Beyond that, I've spent many decades building out our Empowerment Institute, which really builds out capacity for empowerment and social change.
Mm. That's so beautiful. And just that this has been with you since such an early age. And you can tell my eyes just got teary hearing about it. That's what happens when I feel touched by spirit. So I can tell this is very spirit oriented and like origin. And was really encouraged in reading your website that if 40 million people or half of 1% of our population is engaged with this, then we can tip into peace on earth, that it really is possible within our lifetimes. That's just astounding.
Beyond our lifetimes, I mean, we're targeting by the end of the decade.
Yeah.
That's an
Yeah,
audacious idea. It's what
it
we call
is.
a shot for humanity, and we think
Mhm.
it's imminently achievable.
Yeah. I love your quiet confidence about this. So what does peace mean to you, David? Do you have a working definition that you like to use?
Yes, I have a lot of definitions, but let me
Mhm.
concretely talk about what peace on earth means to me.
Mm,
So for me, there is an inner and an outer dimension.
yes.
Inner in that we are learning how to be living in harmony with self, each other, and the
Mhm.
earth.
Mhm.
And we come from a place of equanimity.
Yes.
We operate from a peaceful mind.
Mhm.
The outer is that we are practicers or practitioners of these 7 peace practices of the peace game, which
Mhm.
is the practice of empowerment, having the agency to be a change agent to further peace in the world. Oneness, which is learning how to befriend the other, those that are different from us. Unity, which is learning how to celebrate our common humanity, that which we share in common with others. Cooperation, learning how to cooperate for the common good. And then we have abundance, which is learning how to um, give our time and our money to organizations that are furthering oneness, unity, and cooperation. So giving time and money or our abundance. And then the next one is on love, which is praying for and visualizing peace on earth. And the seventh one is on faith, which is engaging others to participate and also having faith in humanity, ourselves, and our future.
Mm,
Those practices, when they're deployed at scale with 40 million people, tips into these diffusing across the planet.
yeah. Yeah, and I really believe in the power of intention, the power of prayer. So I'm just with you and so excited about what you're doing. Um, so working towards this goal of 40 million, How close do you think you are right now?
We are just beginning.
Mhm.
It's taken us about 5 years to build a platform, to test the
Yeah,
platform.
yeah.
Right now, we have about maybe 2,500 people who played the Peace game. We have
Mhm.
70 partner organizations, and we have each person has taken about 26 peace actions, which then also impact many, many other people.
Of
So
course.
here, about 52,000 peace actions have impacted close to 2 million people so far, and we're just beginning.
Wow, that's amazing. And people have I've explained this idea of interviewing peacemakers. They say, "Well, are you talking about peace within or peace actions?" And I said, "Yes, both. Yes." Yeah, thank you. So, my questions like how are you living this out? It's so evident in your work and this mission and your vision. Anything else that you want to say about that?
I would say the biggest idea of this movement is giving humanity hope in its future.
Mhm.
Right now, when we think about the future, people tend to think negatively. They don't see
Yes.
a positive future. And
Mhm.
if we don't, as you know, with the power of intention, have a positive intention about what's possible, we will manifest what we do have the intention for, or the awareness of, or the belief around, which is uh, a dystopian future. So
Yes.
part of what this is doing is creating a pathway
Mhm.
that gives people the confidence and the belief that it is possible, and therefore they can now get on board and they can begin to envision that possibility. And when they envision that possibility, not only do you have the peace game tools, but you also open up their imagination because they're now part of the
Yeah.
solution.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. And, wow, is this ever needed right now? The hope and the positive vision of our future. And even in a coaching session this morning I had with a leader, they were phrasing something, in a negative way, their goal, they were going to stop doing X, Y, or Z. And I invited them to rephrase it, in a positive, because it's more likely to be achieved that way.
Well, and
As
you
you
know, if you negate the negative, you create the negative, then you have to negate it. So it's the
Yeah.
power of intention and thought is so it's so important what we say and how we think. If
Yes,
we want to create a different outcome, we can't keep creating the old one and trying to get rid of it. We got to create the new one and move towards it.
that's right. That's right. That's right. So, how are you inviting others? I appreciate you have the website, you have a video about this. How else and you're partnering with
Well, we have an
70.
information meeting coming up on the December 14th. Uh,
Okay.
you can go to our website to the
Hmm.
events section to register for
Okay.
that, in which I
Okay.
will go into more detail. And we'll have a number of them between now and our next peace game, which is January 29th through March 25th.
Yeah, I'm signing up for that. And could you go ahead and give David your website for people to find it?
Peace2030.earth.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks. So, lots of ways that you're inviting people through your website, through the information meeting, through these 70 organizations. And I know it's a global movement also, right? That's
We're in 21
important.
countries so far.
Yeah. Hmm.
There's also another sort of spin out of the peace game called Legion of Light, which is a prayer circle we do once a month for 1 hour.
Oh,
And that is 1 to 2 the first Tuesday of every month. And you can
okay.
learn about that also if you go to the events page. You can sign up for those prayer circles, and
Oh,
that's where
beautiful.
we collectively build the field.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm going to check that out too. Thank you. So, I appreciate you being able to condense all of your life work into this short interview, and then people know now where they can find out more about it and how to join. So, what would be your primary takeaway, that or focus that you would invite those who are reading this blog and watching the video to take with them?
If you are feeling despondent right now about the state of the world in America or the world at large,
Mhm,
it's important to take action.
mhm.
That can be impactful. And I think the peace game offers you that. I think the community that comes to it, from all over the world, are like-minded souls who are saying
Mhm.
yes to the opportunity available to us. One of the things that is happening right now is that as the systems become uh, destabilized or start deconstructing, that's also enabling a new world to be built. And we're
Yes.
building that new world, and we invite you to be
Mhm.
part of it.
I love that. I talk about it as the world breaking open, instead
Beautiful.
of falling apart. Yeah, the world is
Yes.
breaking open. Yeah, I like it.
I think we are like-minded spirits. I'm appreciating
Yes, we are. We are.
language, how you're holding all these moments in
Yeah.
time that can be challenging for many.
Mhm. Yeah, and, I'm very excited to let some other communities that I'm a part of know about this and invite them to join me, in this. So thank you so much,
Welcome,
David.
Marilyn. By the way, when you play the peace game, you play it as teams of three. So if you
Yes.
have two other people that you want to invite onto your peace team, or if anyone listening or hearing about this or viewing this wants to do this, think of it not just as joining for yourself, but joining with two other people. So you're building a peace team and community as you do this game.
Yes, that is important to remember, and the other thing that I picked up is you talked about systems and how, systems may not be operating how we would want them to be at this time. That is where some of that despair comes in, and, but this movement is like can start anywhere at any level. It doesn't have to start at the top.
It definitely doesn't start at the top. In fact, the top comes on board last. I mean,
Yeah.
you can bring the top in, but ultimately their job is to just empower the people that they serve.
Mhm.
So, but it's ultimately a person by person, community by community movement.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a great thing to end on. It's person by person, so anyone can jump in and contribute to the impact.
And
Peace on Earth 20 by 2030. Thank you so much, David.